you like to fly through the air, speed down a hill, and grind on ledges or rails? How would riding through the concrete jungle in which you live in feel different on a piece of wood than in a car? With these questions in mind, you will meet today's guest who will tell you about his experiences as a skateboarder and a filmer who has been documenting and making skate montages almost all his life. The Humanities Mass Communication Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now, joining our host, Sean Bacuzzi, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 3 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they are planning, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is an NCC student in the film and TV production course and a skateboarder with over 6 years of experience. He also has a keen interest in making skate montages. We would like you to meet today's guest, Brien Adams.
How you doing?
Good. First question, what influenced you to purchase your own camera and make your own videos?
Well, I believe skateboarding was the biggest influence for me in purchasing my own camera and making my own videos. I used to help friends film their skate videos, in which they all filmed in standard definition and put on YouTube. When my friend's camera broke, we needed a new filmer because we started to get decent at skateboarding, and he didn't want to purchase a new one. I stood up to my opportunity, and when I had the money, I purchased a Canon HV40 with an Opteka 43mm fisheye lens which shoots in high definition. It was the best inexpensive camera I could find that wasn't a touchscreen and still used DV tapes. I decided to shoot in high definition because it was different than what everyone else shot skateboarding in. As you can see, I'm shooting in high definition. Usually they shoot in standard, so it's not the same aspect ratio. I made my own YouTube channel and started posting my videos on the internet. You're watching my latest video that I shot during the fall. I used Sony Vegas and Adobe After Effects to create this edit. I learned everything you're seeing by practice and trial and error. As you can see, there are some clips of me skating and a lot of clips of different kids. We call this kind of edit a montage because it has a bunch of different clips being played over music. I worked real hard on this over the fall. Continue shot.
Beautiful. Could you tell us why you decided to take the TV production courses?
Well, the main reason I wanted to take this course is because sooner or later I'll be too old to be riding a skateboarding and bending over filming with a fisheye lens. I need to learn camera techniques and composition so I won't need the fisheye to make exciting skate videos anymore. I also took this class, I took a class like this in high school as well, and we called it Media Tech, in which we learned how to use similar camera control units that we have in the studio. I was interested in getting more experience with the equipment.
What are some of the most useful things you learned in this course?
Well, the most useful things I learned are all the great camera techniques we were taught. I was never able to achieve a rack focus before this course, and I never truly knew how to get shallow depth of field until now. I learned greatly about the 180-degree rule, in which graphic mapping helps keep the viewer interested by not confusing them with camera locations. I now know how easy it is to create everything I was missing out on when I only filmed with the fisheye. I'm able to create different videos than just skateboarding, which could help my YouTube channel get bigger in the future.
Please, tell us about the Fall Foliage Project, the Sequence Project, the Practice Orange Project, and the Learning Project you created.
Okay, well, first was my Fall Foliage Project. For this project, we filmed the colors of New England to represent how beautiful it is in the fall. We could see right here. Well, to make the video more interesting, we were taught to use 6 guidelines for great composition, which include simplifying the scene, the rules of thirds, lines of grace, emotional lines, and framings. We use camera techniques such as the poor man's dissolve, rack focus, and continuous zoom-ins or outs. I then edited the shots with Avid using music and titles to embrace the meaning of the project. Second was my Secrets project, in which I learned to script, draw storyboards, use close-ups to define detail, and use still shots without sound to tell a story. The sequence project was a practice in which I learned the importance of the 180-degree rule. As you can see, I did break the rule a little bit, but we all learn from our mistakes. I learned how important it is to follow your shot sheet diagram with this project. This is my friend Steven that I met in this class, being the subject of my film. Next is my practice orange project, in which we were given class time to shoot an already written script. We drew storyboards and a field shot diagram, which I then followed this time. I used the same location as the sequence project for practice, and I tried my best to make the practice orange better than the sequence project. In my opinion, it did come out better, and I did not break the 180-degree line. I still use Steven as the actor. He's my buddy. Last was my final orange project that I created over Thanksgiving break. Our assignment was to create a story with no sound using still shots with the basic camera techniques we learned. Our story had to include a person finding and losing an orange. I made my story about a skateboarder who found an apple and orange on his bed and decides to discard the orange out the window. A bum gets angry, the orange fell in his trash can and throws it into the street. When the skateboarder decides to skate, he falls because the orange is in the street and it steals his board. The bum later finds the board and leaves the orange behind.
Great.
Still a rough edit though.
Tell us about your best project.
Well, in my opinion, my best project was my fall foliage project, and I did my best work with it. I feel this because I still haven't gotten to completely edit my orange project yet. In the fall foliage project, I really concentrated on looking for good composition and spent 2 days filming more than I had to. I figured I'd better be off safe than sorry by gathering more footage. I spent a good amount of time editing the project and adding titles with silhouette shots in the beginning, as you saw earlier. I thought it would really boost the contrast by adding titles with silhouetted shots. I also liked it the best because I made all my zoom outs look like you were coming down a path, and by fading them all together, it made it seem as the path never ended. I really liked how I shot and edited its project. It was also fun to explore the fundamentals of filming, such as rack focus and poor man's dissolve as well. I also like nature, so it was something different, getting off the streets.
Wow, that's great. You mentioned the variety of things you have learned in this course. What was the most interesting and important skill you learned, and how will you put it to use?
Well, the most interesting skill I learned was how to create a shallow depth of field in creating storyboards. I would love to take skateboarding to the next level and try to create skateboarding stories and documentaries instead of just montages, because they get boring.
Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the thrill and energy of life as a skateboarder. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned at NCC to document skateboarding and the people involved. He also plans to use the new knowledge from Television One to edit and film better, exciting skate adventures in the future. We would like to thank Brien for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you, and good day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Sean Bacuzzi, directed by Benny Harrell. I'm your announcer, Joseph DeSpirito. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.